welcome to the Ellen DeGeneres Show. My name is Ellen DeGeneres, and now for our first guest, please welcome General Hiroshima. How you doing, General?
Hello, Ms. Generous.
I'll be taking some notes, so don't mind me.
No problem.
Okay, now you told me you're gonna do something about a nuclear, what's it?
Yes, nuclear fission. Scientists like Albert Einstein are working on using his formula E=mc² to make weapons we call nuclear bombs. 2 was dropped on my home country, Japan, before we gave up the war. Hundreds of thousands of my people died. My home Hiroshima was destroyed.
Did you lose any loved ones?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
So,
I also heard that they named the bombs. Do you happen to know those names?
yes, the first bomb, Little Boy, named after Theodore Roosevelt, was dropped on Hiroshima August 6, 1945. The second nuclear bomb was nicknamed Fat Man after Winston Churchill. It was dropped on Nagasaki on August 9th, 1945.
And did anybody in your family that was in these 2 towns today, did they survive? Or no?
Over a few years, they had died from radiation poisoning. They created weapons of mass destruction, and yet they don't know how to help.
Okay. Well, General, thank you for taking time to be here with me today, and my condolences about your family.
Thank you, Mr.
All right.
Generous.
That's what I said.
Okay.
All right, are you ready?
Yeah.
On you.
3, 2, 1.
And welcome back to the Ellen Show. Our next guest is Mr. Jackie Robinson.
Pleased to be here.
Yes. Now, so you told us, how does it feel to be an African American in the big league?
Well, it feels pretty great. Sometimes people don't like it, but I feel like I'm different than the rest of the people.
And I heard you had a lot of important, a big life. Can I have some important things?
Well,
Like about your career?
I started out. I signed on to the Kansas City Monarchs in the Negro League. Yes, I was getting $400 pay, and it wasn't that bad.
Good payday.
And then I started getting frustrated with the Negro League, and then the major leagues were taking black players.
Go on.
So I signed on to the Brooklyn Dodgers and played there for a while.
Okay. Is there anything else?
Well,
Like, did your team take to you well? Did other teams take to you well?
no, actually, when I first started, my team hated me. Other teams threatened to go on strike. And one game, a really nasty man at a Cardinals game left a 7-inch gash on my leg with his cleat.
That's horrible, Jackie.
Extremely.
Well, Mr. Robinson, thank you for taking time out of your practice to be here with me today. I'll let you get back to it. Are you tired of bland old foods?
Yeah!
Tired of candies that melt in your hands?
Of course!
Well, try the new candy, M&M's.
Whoa!
Are they good? Do they come in many colors?
Yes, they do. You see, they come in blue, orange, and green.
Now, would you recommend them to everybody?
I would recommend them to everybody.
What about little tiny children?
Even little tiny children.
What about teenagers?
Even teenagers.
What about my toothless grandma?
Yes, your toothless grandma.
What happens when she can't chew them?
It melts in her mouth.
That's amazing! Brought to you by the Mars Food Company. In a world where all the toys were boring, one toy rose above them all. Slinky! Whoa! You got long car rides?
Slinky!
You have boring church service?
Slinky!
You have mom nagging at you?
Slinky!
Slinky is good for everything. Brought to you by Betty and
Except for this.
Richard James.
They never.
Okay, everybody, welcome back to the Ellen Show, and please welcome our next guest, Leo Sion.
Hi, Miss Ellen.
How you doing, Mr. Young? How are you today? Now, please tell our audience what it is that made you semi-famous.
Well, me and my colleague Ahor Taylor was in the U.S. Navy Aircraft Radar Laboratory back in 1922. While we're there, one day we noticed a ship crossing the transmission path of a relay link produced a slow fading in and out of the signal. We reported it as a Doppler effect or Doppler B interference that might be used in detecting passing of the enemy vessel. But no further research was done at the time.
And then what happened?
Well, in 1930, Lawrence A. Hyland, working for Taylor at the Naval Research Laboratory, observed the Doppler B interference from a passing airplane. Taylor reported this to higher authorities. Then in 1934, Hyland, Taylor, and me were granted a patent, the U.S. number 1931-884, for a system for detecting objects by radio.
And great. Also, did you guys make the first radar?
Well, we didn't make the first radar, but the project was assigned to a team led by Robert M. Page. And in late December of 1934, the first radar successfully detected an aircraft at a range of 1 mile. We expect improvement on this radar to detect objects further in the near future.
Okay, and when we come back, we'll hear about the first computer from Mr. Young. We'll see you after the break. I'm back. Mr. Leo C. Young's still here, and he's going to tell us about the first computer. Mr. Young?
Yes, the first computer was started to construct on June 5th, 1943, and was completed in 1946. It was worked on in secret, so I don't know how to know it. But it was worked on in the University of Pennsylvania's Moore School of Electrical Engineering. It was initially designed to calculate artillery firing tables for the United States Army Ballistic Research Laboratory. And when ENIAC was announced in 1946, it was heralded in the press as a giant brain.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us today about the first computer?
No.
Okay. Alright, Mr. Young, thank you for your time.
No, that.
Bye. The time we have for today for the Ellen DeGeneres Show. Join us tomorrow at 4 p.m. for another installment. Until then, I'll see you. Are you tired of bland old foods?
Yeah,
Candies that melt in your hands?
of course.
Well then try the new candy. M&M's.
Ooh. They're great.
Are they?
Extremely.
What, do they come in many colors or no?
Well, you see, they come in brown, orange, and yellow.
Now, would you recommend them to everybody?
I would recommend them to everybody.
Little kids?
Yes, little kids.
Teenagers like this big boy right there?
Yeah.
Even the elderly?
Even the elderly.
What about toothless people?
Even toothless people.
What happens when they can't chew them?
They suck on it.
In a world where toys were boring, one toy rose above them all. Slinky. Whoa! Little children enjoy that.
It can bounce.
Long car rides? Slinky. Long church service that's boring? Slinky. Mom's nagging at you? Stop.